Blake Lively actually skipped her annual tradition with Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
And that little shocker is exactly what's got everyone leaning in. Because when a pair known for playful predictability suddenly switch gears, it catches our attention and makes us wonder why. Stick with me because we're about to walk through the story of why Blake and Ryan stepped out of their usual rhythm, what it means, and maybe even how this might apply to our own little traditions. If you know Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, you know they're kind of the poster couple for we're funny, stylish, in sync, and we've got an annual rhythm. From attending red carpet events together, matching humor and banter, to carving out family time amidst Hollywood chaos. So when headlines start with Blake shockingly skips annual tradition with Ryan, you instantly go, which tradition? And why now? Curious yet? Let's dig in. The annual tradition in question is their attendance at the Met Gala. In 2022, they even co-chaired the event, making a splash in Hollywood's biggest fashion moment. And yet, in 2025, they did not show up. They were entirely absent, which is odd, knowing how predictable their presence used to feel. So, what changed? What made them step out of that expected role? The couple's absence at the 2025 Met Gala coincided with a major legal battle. Blake has been involved in a lawsuit alleging sexual harassment and retaliation against actor-director Justin Baldoni and his production company. The countersuit from Baldoni against Blake, Ryan, and their publicist is for a reported $400 million. That kind of heat changes your priorities. When your public persona meets real pressure, fashion shows take a back seat. So interior lives, public expectation, optics, and stress all collided. When you've done something long enough, people expect it. It becomes part of your identity, or in Blake and Ryan's case, part of their joint brand. And so skipping the Met Gala sends a message. We're recalibrating. We're not just playing the same game we always played. Why is that powerful? Because it shifts the narrative from always on to intentional. It also gives them breathing room. Maybe they're saying, we'll show up when we want to, but we won't do it just for appearance's sake. If tradition feels stale, why not quietly fade out? Because there is value in traditions. They root us, connect us, give rhythm. But the value depends on why we do them. And there's a surprising fact. Sometimes not showing up is the way you show up on your terms. Blake and Ryan skipping was also a show of control. They own when and how they participate. That's the aha moment. Changing tradition doesn't mean losing it. It means redefining it. Are you ready to redefine yours? For Blake and Ryan, they've signaled they'll show up when it matters to them. They've shifted spotlight from appearance to authenticity. They remind us that even high-profile people need to recalibrate. For us, the story becomes permission. You don't have to keep doing something because that's how it's always been. It invites us to ask, does this tradition serve me, or am I serving it? It shows the strength in saying, not this year. Will Blake and Ryan make a triumphant return to the Met Gala, or intentionally skip again? Will the tradition shift from we're at the big event to something more private or meaningful? Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds asked a question by their action or non-action. What if this year we don't follow the script? They gave themselves permission to skip the expected, pause the tradition, and choose meaning over routine. What about you? Is there a tradition you've held on to that no longer energizes you? Could you pause it, reshape it, or retire it with intention? If you found this story helpful, or it made you think about one of your own traditions, I'd love to hear. Drop a comment, share a story of your tradition makeover, or tell someone this article and say, hey, you don't always have to do the same thing just because you always did. Engage with it, reflect, take action, and maybe skip your next tradition on purpose.